Hey everyone, so I've been working on the game for the past couple of days and I've made a few changes. Mainly, I've added my first AI. I also improved the UI a little bit and I've added some simple sounds to the game. Creating my first AI has been a very fun experience. I had to learn a lot of new things. Mainly, I had to make my first character in Blender, which you can see here. It's all with quite some imagination. It can be a character. It's just two icospheres I've added on top of each other, and I've created a simple armature with two bones, one for the main body and one for the head, and then I parented the icospheres with the bones, so now when I move the bones, the head, for example, is moving too. I've then created a simple walk cycle which is just this simple bouncing. I didn't want it to create a complex animation because I know that this is just a placeholder and I will be changing the animations and the models in the future because I don't want my characters to be just these two icosphere. I'm actually planning to create just the normal characters with two legs, two hands, and yeah, just normal characters. I then spent some time exporting the Blender file to the Unreal Engine, which took some time, but finally I've been able to do it, and I could then start working with the mesh and the animation. The first thing that I've made was the animation blueprint, where I specified what animation to play depending on the state of the player, which now is just an idle animation and my walk animation, and there is just a simple boolean which says if the character is walking, then switch to the walk animation, and when the character is not walking, then switch to the idle animation, which I don't have an idle animation, so it's just not playing any animation. In order for my character to move, I had to make an AI controller and a simple behavior tree. Right now, characters just find a random location, then in a specific radius, then they move to the target, and then they contemplate about their life choices for about 2 seconds and repeat the whole process. And now, with a little bit of struggle, they are alive. I have a simple bug where when they are moving, they are not bouncing. I don't know yet what is causing this problem, but I guess it's somewhere. It's the problem with my boolean, that it's not setting properly if the character is moving or idling. So I will have to change something in the future, play with the settings a little bit. Now let's look at my new UI. Well, it's not completely new UI, it's just a little bit improved. Mainly I've added my own button that I've created in Illustrator. You can see here that it's just a gray button, and I assign a specific color in the Unreal Engine. For that, I've created my own widget where I specify the colors for the normal, hovered, and pressed state, so that I can reuse this button wherever I can, and I don't have to specify the colors and the images for every single button that I create. You can also see that I've created my own cursor, which I'm actually a little bit proud of it. It looks much better than the crosshair I had in the previous video, and the game just looks much better because of it. Well, not much, but just a little bit. The game is not silent anymore. I've added some simple sounds. It's just 3 simple sound cues that are played in specific scenarios. I have a simple ambience cue that is playing wherever you are, so that the game has some ambience to it. It's just a simple sound of nature. Also, when you place the buildings, right now the tree or the wall, I have 2 specified sounds for that. One for the tree and one for the wall. In the cues, I just play the sound, and I also added a simple modulator which changes the pitch and the volume randomly, so that when you place multiple trees at a time, the sound is just a little bit different every time. And the last thing I've added is this simple coin system. So technically we now have a Tycoon. It's just a simple integer, and when you place a tree or the wall, it just decreases the amount by 10 or 13, and when you are at 0 or you don't have any more coins needed for the construction, you just can't build anything anymore. So that's the whole Tycoon I have right now. So right now we are at version 0.1.0, and here you can see the outline of what I will be working. Right now I will be improving a building system, make some changes for the user interface, mainly for the building selections. I will be adding a lot of new models to the game, and I can't have a single button for every static mesh that I will have in the game, so I will have to create some kind of list that will be displaying every object you can place, and you will have to scroll through the list, or I will add a simple pagination. I don't know yet. I don't know what the possibilities of the UMG system are, so I will have to explore that. I will also have to improve the AI so that it's not just moving around, but for that I need, as I said, more objects and more kind of gameplay mechanics. So yeah, see you next time.